Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're taking a look at another vintage Victorinox, and this one was actually a gift from a good friend Dan over at Blade Bridge Customs. Logo on the front of his business card here. On the reverse have all his details. I really suggest you go check him out. You can either scan this QR code here, go to his website, or you can contact him on WhatsApp. He also has a really great Instagram page with Blade Bridge Customs or Vintage Tool Goods on Etsy. He sells across all those platforms and he really does give you the best deals for what he can find. I'm just going to go over one of the models which he gifted me today. So Dan, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it, and it's one that's going to have a prize sort of place in my collection because it's one I sort of needed to fill the gap of. Now, it is a model I already had, the Lumberjack, but this is one of a tang I've never had before, and it's just such a cool model. But we're going to have a look at that together now. So as I mentioned, it's the Lumberjack. It's an 84mm design. So that is 3.4 inches close, give or take, maybe about 3.25, very close to that sort of mark. It comes in the economy Cellidor scales with the hot stamped shield. You can see that there, where it's sort of pressed in there with a nice little silver print. You'll notice as well, as this is an economy line, there is no tools, scale tools at all. So it's just nice and flush on the front and the back. And as well as that, there's no back tools on here either. But you can see for its age, the scales have held up pretty well. Now there is a lot of use on them, but that's the best thing about the knife. I love picking up these older knives that have got use. You can see there's like a chip taken out here. They're all scratched, but there is a shine still to them. And I think that's wonderful for the age of the knife. See, we have the sort of one back spring that's smaller than the other one. Nice keyring tab on there as well. There's a two-layer design, but you can see we have 3 tools in there. So the first tool on the Lumberjack then is the 84mm saw. You can see the length of that total is 2.75 inches in length. But the actual cutting length of this is pretty small. It's got 1, 2, 2.25, but you've got a flat end here, and of course you've got the tang. But you can see how aggressive the teeth are on that. They are, honestly, it looks like it's not actually been used, the saw on this. It's in very good condition. You do get the grind lines on here rather than the classic Victorinox finish. See that on there, nice thin stock on that saw, so you get through wood nice and quickly. Absolutely razor sharp. Next up then, in the middle, we have the main blade. See, there was a bit of use on this. I have put a really nice razor edge on this. You can tell when it's in there, you can see how much of the blade has been used. So you can see it would have been a good 3-4 mil larger on that. But it still has really great action. It's about 5.5 to here, and you get to maybe 6.5. Blade length then for that, as it stands, we are looking at 1 to 2.3 inches max. Excuse me, it's normally about the 2.4, 2.5 inches for an 84mm, so you can see some of that has been used. But whoever had it, there's still a nice amount of belly. They've not completely butchered it. Now Dan did sort of fix the blade a bit before he sent it to me. He said it was in pretty rough shape, but I think he's done a wonderful job of that. You can see where he's sort of sanded down the back to make it into a nice sort of back to a spear blade rather than what it was at the original time. The tang then, this is how you get the age of this, but you can see this is a cool one. You've got Elinox Switzerland stainless frost fry. Now Elinox in the 70s and 80s was Victorinox's economy line. And then obviously towards the middle of the 80s, they just changed it to Victorinox Economy. And then they stamped Economy on the back here. Now I will put the date code in the top corner here to show you that this is between 1973 and 1977, where you have the 4 line on the front and then blank on the back. And then this is actually even more of a rare find, to be honest, than the standard Lumberjack, because instead of the combo tool, you get the regular cap lifter with the wire bender and the flathead screwdriver. Now, I didn't know this existed as a model, down it across, and I thought, I've never seen that before. Checked it out online, and it does seem this one is a little bit more rare than the Elinox with the combo tool. Of course, the Lumberjack is a predecessor to the newer model, which was released in 2015, which is the Walker, with the exact same tool set, with the exception of having the modern scales with the inlaid shield and having the scale tools on there as well. But you can see the standard for that sort of model is to have the combo tool. You can see the combo tool has a half stop, whereas this is a cam tang. You can see the difference there. So that's pretty cool to have. I never knew that, but it's nice to have something that's very different. But you can see on the Walker, it's literally the same tool set. You just get the addition of the scale tools as well. Of course, I mentioned that's on a cam tang, so it's a nice, smooth sort of walk and talk on that. I mean, listen to the snap on this close. Same with the main blade as well. And the saw, like, the action on this for an older knife is honestly superb. And Dan, I really thank you for sending this over. It's going to be a prized possession in my collection. First sort of Elinox tang stamp, and I think that's just a wonderful bit to add to the collection. So that's something else now I'm going to have to hunt down. Different tang stamps, you can see that there. Elinox Switzerland stainless rust fry. Of course, rust fry means rust free. Absolutely wonderful knife. I love this thing. Don't want to do much to it. I might clean up the scales a little bit. I might give them a bit of a polish, bring a bit of a shine back. I don't want to wet sand them because I don't want to take off the shield, because obviously if it's hot stamped, if you sand that down, it's just going to wear it away, and I want to keep that there. Overall, absolutely amazed with this knife. If you guys are after any sort of Swiss Army knives, anything sort of rare, something you can't particularly get hold of easily here, like older Swiss Army knives, I really do recommend you check out Dan at Bladebridge Customs. He will get you the best deal he possibly can on anything he can find, and he's just a wonderful guy to deal with. But I really hope you enjoyed my review of the Victorinox Lumberjack from 1973 to 77, the Elinox version, and the model number for that is 2.1311. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.